Hello and welcome to the MK Dons Chelsea preview. Pick the team part 2 with me and Sophia. Sophia, say hello.
Hello again.
Hello
from
again.
The previous one.
Right, so we're just following straight on from the preview chat we've just had, and it's about time we picked our starting 11. Now remember, this is our starting 11, our ideas, not necessarily the 11 that are going to turn up on Sunday.
Not who we think Gus Hiddink will pick.
Exactly.
It's who we would
who
like
we want
to see.
pick. And by all means, as ever, guys, let us know in the comments below whether you agree with our starting lineup or whether you think we've ballsed it up, and tell us who we should have put in instead. Right, I'm going to kick us off. In goal, I'm going to say Courtois. Ooh, already a bit of eyebrow raising.
No, I think give Begovic a chance.
I know what you're saying here.
And I know you're going to say keep the continuity and a Courtois,
I don't know. I think Begovic has done well. And don't forget, Begovic was the goalie for our last FA Cup fourth round tie. The only thing I'm thinking with Courtois is I think his form's been kind of hit and miss since he's come back. I think
his confidence possibly.
Yeah, I think he's been better than Begovic was.
Yeah.
But I think he's not quite at that level that we know that Courtois is capable of playing at. So for me,
game time.
I'm going to give him some game time.
Okay.
So have I won that argument?
Well, yeah, no, you've won it because I do want. I agree with you. I do think his form, or I'd say more his confidence. Better. His confidence has been slightly lacking.
Yeah.
So, for that mere reason, the only thing is I think Begovic doesn't get another chance to play again ahead of Courtois because he's not going to be playing in the league.
No.
So,
sorry, Begovic.
Sorry.
But I'm going for Thibaut.
All right, well, I'm not going to win this argument. So, but I agree with you on Courtois' form improving, and we obviously desperately need him to be top of his game.
Yeah.
So let's go with that.
Did well against Arsenal, got a clean sheet against them. So maybe we can build on that. Mm-hmm. Anyway, okay, right back. I'm gonna go in there with Ivanovic. I think he's really getting back to the player that we all know he is. I think he had a really solid game against Arsenal last time out. Set up Diego Costa's goal with a fantastic cross from the right wing, and because I'm thinking about leaving a certain someone out of central defence, I'm thinking about...
To purely rest him.
To rest him. I'm thinking about making Branner the captain, as the most experienced man on the 11 that I've got in front of me.
Okay.
So Branner, Ivanovic, right back.
Yeah, fine.
Bang. So centre-backs for me, I'm gonna go out there and say Zuma and Cahill. I think Zuma's been fantastic this season. I think he's young, he's hungry, and he doesn't really look like he needs a rest. But partnering him, I'm going to give JT a rest, a well-earned rest, may I add.
Yeah, definitely.
And going to show a little bit of love to Gary Cahill.
Yeah, because there've been reports about him wanting to leave and maybe go to Newcastle, and I think he definitely needs to be shown a little bit of love.
I think he does.
And game time, clearly.
Yes.
He wants first team football, which is totally understandable.
He does, and you can understand it. He's worrying about his England place, and he needs to be playing a lot more. I think he's only turned out for us about 12 times this season, and if he wants to be England's sort of number one centre back for the Championships, the Euros, he's got to be playing this year. So I think as much game time as we can give him, as many bones as we can throw him, we should be throwing him. So Cahill centre back with Zuma, happy?
Agreed. Yep.
Agreed. So left back, this might be one for a discussion. I'm going to go with Baba Rahman instead of Azpilicueta.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. I think when Baba Rahman was playing and he got
that one moment.
The two, what was it, the one or two?
Yeah, he hasn't played much.
Games maybe, or the appearances he made for us. I think they were positive. I think he clearly shows speed going down the wing. But I think if you're going to start using these players, he came from such good stock. He was, voted
the Bundesliga. He was really regarded.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I do think we need to see more of him. So I
agree with you. And I think, Dave's been playing almost every game this year. He's done a great job. We were happy with him. But I think, it's about time we saw a bit more of Rahman. And like I said before, if we're not going to play these youngsters in this sort of fixture,
or new signings.
Yeah, exactly. When are we? So. Back four complete, yeah?
Yeah, agreed.
Okay, moving into
Let us know what you think about that back four, though.
Yes, there might be a few,
exactly,
a few people that beg to differ.
Agree with us.
So we're going to go to our two holding midfielders, the defensive midfielders, should we call them? And for me, I'm going to go with Mikel and Loftus-Cheek. For the same reason I always put them two paired together. It's kind of the master and the apprentice, the one that's been there all before, Mikel, versus, the young, exciting prospect that is Ruben Loftus-Cheek. How do you feel about those two being in the central pair like that?
Yeah, definitely. I'm a huge fan of Loftus-Cheek, and I want to see him playing more. And I think, has he signed that extension to his contract, another 5 years?
Yeah,
well, I know it's definitely in the balance.
Definitely in the balance.
He's an hugely exciting youth player for us, so I want to see him playing more.
So do I.
And when he has played for us this season, I think he's
I think
he scored goals.
The last proper run out he got was in the FA Cup, and he had a fantastic game. So Ruben, you got the nod.
Yeah.
Right. We've got our 3 attacking midfield positions now to fill. Keeping on the youth front.
Yeah.
After Ruben, I'm going to suggest on the left wing, Kennedy. No, on the right wing.
No,
forgive me. I'm going to suggest Kennedy on the right wing. How are you feeling about that, Soph?
Yeah, again, I've really liked what I've seen so far this season of Kennedy. What was the game he came on and he completely, for me,
he changed the game,
half.
bundled the goal over at the end.
It was
an own goal.
That was it. He got brought on for Fabregas or something.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. Pro youth, pro Kennedy.
Yeah, and another guy that we haven't seen enough of, another guy I know that everyone in the comments is always talking about, why aren't we playing Kennedy? We need to see this kid more. Again, guys, let us know if you agree that he should be picked for this game. But it's one of them matches that we've got to play these guys, isn't it? Not only to rest some of the, regular first teamers, but just to give these kids, an experience of the glory and the magic that is the FA Cup.
Yeah, agreed.
So, over on the other wing, I'm going to say Hazard.
Yeah, he's been out injured.
Yeah.
I think we need to get, again, and this is really awful to say this, and I may be absolutely annihilated for them. I'm just going to put my neck out in the block.
Here we go.
He looked a little bit chunky, I thought, when he came on
mate,
against Arsenal.
I've been saying it all season.
And
His
it was
bum
the first time.
He's on the Ivanovic diet.
It was more the time. Listen, I can't speak. Listen, but I'm not a professional athlete, so I can comment. But it was a slight. I was like, oh, is that a little pouch we've got going on in the front there?
It's like the seams on his shorts were about to burst open.
But
in the Arsenal game.
still, the moment he gets the ball, he's exciting, and you feel he can do something.
Yeah.
Well, let's get him back playing. Let's get him back in form, and let's get him slim down a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. And bless the.
Apologies if we've caused any offence.
Yeah, Eden, if you're watching.
Sorry, or anyone else.
Yeah, I think good luck for the MK Dons fullbacks this Sunday, because I think Hazard raring to go is.
We're obviously resting Willian, which I think he deserves a huge rest.
That's right. Yeah, I think out of everyone, Willian does deserve to put his feet up for once. So we're gonna ease Hazard back into things by starting him off. We're going to have the young and exciting Kennedy on the other wing. And then through the middle, for me, I'm going to suggest Oscar.
Interesting. And hear me out here.
I'm hearing.
Fabregas was played further forward, right?
Yes.
Against Arsenal, which we were
and
pro
he was
for
brilliant.
quite a while.
He was man of the match.
We haven't seen Fabregas be on form for a very, very long time. He has now started, I would say, in the last 2 or 3 games, especially the last game, started to come into his own and fully deserved man of the match.
He was fantastic.
Do we want
against
to
Arsenal.
lose momentum?
I totally get what you're saying. This is where I was coming from with the Thibaut argument. However...
Well, there you go.
I know. So you can't win them all. But I'm saying I've got half an eye on the Premier League fixtures as well. I'm thinking of Watford midweek. Then I'm thinking of Man United on the weekend. And because although I agree with you that Fabregas is on form and he could definitely do a really good job against MK Dons, because it's a fixture I think we're going to win anyway, I almost want to keep Fab back until the Wednesday and the Sunday.
Okay.
What are you thinking?
Yeah, fine.
Have I won that one?
You've won every argument today. I'm like a wilting flower today. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
I know,
you're not normally this placid.
I know, I'm a bit subdued today.
Okay, so strikers. We've chatted about this one off camera, and I think we agree with it, don't we?
Yeah.
Go on, hit them.
No, go on.
All right,
you've led it all. We'll go with Bamford. We're going with Bamford.
We're going to go with Bamford. Diego, as we know, has been absolutely on fire since Hiddink came in. But
huge.
you know, and what a game he had against Arsenal.
Yeah, brilliant.
What a
brilliant.
game.
He was up there for man of the match for me as well.
Oh, completely, yeah.
And do you know what? By the way, Wenger, really, if you're going to attempt to say Costa got Mertesacker, like...
Sent off.
Please, I actually, honestly, when I saw his interview, I couldn't believe what I was hearing.
See, it was embarrassing for him, wasn't it?
But there we go, that's Wenger for you.
That is Wenger for you. But enough about Wenger, more about Bamford.
Yeah.
Diego went off with a little hamstring pull in the 68th minute of the Arsenal game. So I think we're hearing, fingers crossed, that it's not too bad. But
definitely rest. Definitely
I thought, yeah, it's about time to rest him. So then I thought, OK, let's put Remy up front.
For me, I'm sorry, and this may be a strong reaction, but I thought Remy was a disgrace when he came on against Arsenal. I can understand, and people say, well, hold on a second, he's not been played at all. And previously when he's come on, he's done well, and then we've dropped him, and we haven't given him a chance. Fair enough, and I can understand for the frustrations. But what I can't accept as a diehard Chelsea fan is when a player comes on, wears the Chelsea shirt, and doesn't look like he cares whatsoever. He didn't track back, he didn't run for anything, he didn't really make any runs himself. I can't accept that.
No.
I can accept having an off game but trying hard, but I can't accept not trying hard. I've had my vent.
These are harsh words, Sophia.
No,
I agree with you to a point.
I'm going to get annihilated again.
No, I agree with you to a point that Remy didn't look. He was at the races when he came on against Arsenal.
He didn't look like he cared.
He wasn't making the normal runs. When the ball came to him, he looked like his touch was heavy. I totally agree with you. He had a bad day at the office at the Emirates. To call him an absolute disgrace might be a bit harsh.
All right. Okay, all right. I take that back.
You were upset. Yeah.
Okay, I've taken it back. Okay, granted, it wasn't disgrace. That was very strong, unnecessary wording. I just can't bear watching. When you are such a passionate fan, watching when you're. You know, you think every player should go, when they cross that white line, they should wear that blue shirt with pride.
I agree with you.
And there was zero pride whatsoever, and there was zero effort made on his behalf. And that's something I just can't accept. He obviously wants to go. I understand why he wants to go. Fine, off you go. And in comes Pato.
So there's your reasons why Remy's not in the team. But Bamford, we know for a fact that Bamford can score against Championship opposition.
Agreed.
He absolutely
great for Middlesbrough.
Exactly. So he knows these teams maybe better than we do. He knows how to score against them. He hasn't played barely a minute of football all year so far. You know, Crystal Palace didn't want to know. We've got him back now. You know, the Palace nightmare is over. Why don't we play him in the FA Cup against Championship opposition? Because if we don't play him, then again. When is he ever going to play, Sophia?
No, it's true. It's true. He's got to have a chance.
He's got to have a chance.
Again, he's another very exciting youth player that I want to see more of.
So do I. Well, guys, that is our starting 11. Whether you agree with us or not remains to be seen.
I think there'll be some interesting.
We barely
comments
agree
below.
with each other here, so this could be an interesting one in the comments. So let us know in the comments beneath. Sophia, thanks so much for coming in.
Absolute pleasure, and hopefully FA Cup could be our competition this season.
Will be our competition. Blue is the colour.
Welcome to the Chelsea Fans Channel. In lieu of our massive match against Arsenal this weekend, I thought the only thing we could do to find out how Arsenal fans are feeling about this game is to invite my dear friend Poet